Move the camera away. Move the camera away. It's shaking, yeah. Okay. But they're not there yet. I really need to. Huh? Just on the floor, but it doesn't matter. I really need to stand as well. Okay, hold it. It's on.
Ha.
صلوات على محمد وآل محمد. الله. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. تبارك الذي نزل الفرقان على عبده ليكون للعالمين نذيرا. الذي له ملك السماوات والأرض ولم يتخذ ولدا ولم يكن له شريك في الملك وخلق كل شيء فقدره تقديرا. واتخذوا من دونه آلهة لا يخلقون شيئا وهم يخلقون ولا يملكون لأنفسهم ضرا ولا نفعا ولا يملكون موتا ولا حياة ولا نشورا. وقال الذين كفروا إن هذا إلا إفك افتراه وعانه عليه قوما آخرون فقد جاءوا ظلما وزورا. وقالوا أساطير الأولين اكتتبها فهي تملى عليه بكرة وأصيلا. قل أنزله الذي يعلم السر في السماوات والأرض إنه كان غفورا رحيما. وقالوا ما لهذا الرسول يأكل الطعام ويمشي في الأسواق لولا أنزل إليه ملك فيكون معه نذيرا أو يلقى إليه كنز أو تكون له جنة يأكل منها. وقال الظالمون إن تتبعون إلا رجلا مسحورا. انظر كيف ضربوا لك الأمثال فضلوا فلا يستطيعون سبيلا. تبارك الذي إن شاء لجعل لك خيرا من ذلك جنات تجري من تحتها الأنهار ويجعل لك قصورا. صدق الله العلي العظيم.
Blessed is he who sent down the Furqan upon his servant, that may be a warner to the nations. He whose is the kingdom of the heavens and the earth, and who did not take to himself a son, and who has no associate in the kingdom, and who created everything, then ordained for it a measure. And they have taken besides him gods who do not create anything while they are themselves created, and they control not for themselves any harm or profit, and they control not life nor death, nor raising the dead to life. And those who disbelieve say, This is nothing but a lie which he has forged, and other people have helped him at it. So indeed they have done injustice and uttered a falsehood. And they say, The stories of the ancients, he has got them written. So these are read out to him morning and evening. Say, He has revealed it. He has revealed it. Who knows the secret in the heavens and the earth? Surely He is forgiving, merciful. And they say, what is the matter with this apostle that he eats food and goes about it about in the markets? Why has not an angel been sent down to him so that he should have been a warner with him? Or why is not a treasure sent down to him, or he is made to have a garden from which he should eat? And the unjust say, you do not follow any but a man deprived of reason. See what likenesses do they apply to you, so they have gone astray. Therefore they shall not be able to find a way. Blessed is he who, if he please, will give you what is better than this, gardens beneath which rivers flow, and he will give you palaces.
صلوات على محمد وآل محمد.
Hassan, thank you so much, Hassan. So today we are expecting a lot of people. So before we start, please, if I can just ask you to come forward. Look, we don't need the space here, so we've got plenty of space. Please move forward with the salawat. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Just a couple of points and reminders. So there is no food and drink to be consumed in the chapel here. We understand if children may need to have some snacks, if need be, the conference room is available. Also, the conference room, the program will be streamed in the conference room as well. So if you do need to take your children, if they are getting a bit restless, please feel free to do so. Thank you for coming to this first of a 3-series lecture on Imam Ali and spirituality. If I can ask you to please welcome Shaykh Arif with a salawat.
A very dear soul has left us today, so Imran Giwala, marhum. So for his blessed soul and the souls of all our marhumin, Al-Fatiha. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الذي هدانا لهذا وما كنا لنهتدي لولا أن هدانا الله والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين شفيع ذنوبنا وطبيب نفوسنا وحبيب قلوبنا أبي القاسم محمد وآله الطيبين الطاهرين وأصحابه المنتجبين ومن تبعهم بإحسان إلى قيام يوم الدين بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي أما بعد السلام عليكم جميعا ورحمة الله وبركاته Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. I'll get straight into our topic, spirituality, and our Maulana Amirul Mu'mineen Salamullah alayhi. The first thing we need to understand is that in this world of ours we have a dual role, and both of them assist each other and feed into each other. We are supposed to bring about a good human community. That is the natural ethos that is within our souls. We want there to be a just society. We want there to be eradication of poverty, availability of means and opportunity for one and all. At the same time, as we create a good society, the good society creates good individuals. And if good individuals are produced, then they go towards the creation of a good community. So social reform and internal reform go hand in hand. And this is not something that is lost to anyone, and we all understand that and appreciate that quite clearly. Now, coming to the issue of inner piety and spirituality, and what we understand by it, especially being people of faith, Abrahamic faith and beyond the Abrahamic faiths. This sense of spirituality is connected directly with the understanding of God from within. And it is directly connected with us wanting to know who we are and what we are, where we are, and what we are supposed to do. However, due to the initial ceremonies institutionalized by faiths, spirituality has become a bodily matter or something that pertains to the mind at the most. You see, we feel spirituality means to pray excessively to God in a ceremonial fashion or in a prescribed way. And that is why we often get asked these questions. I'm not using the royal we, I'm using we in its literal capacity. We all get asked, well, what do I need to do to get closer to God? People are searching, people are looking, but in ceremonial context, within religions, we will go to Mandir, to the wall that the Jews have in Jerusalem, to Masjid Aqsa, to Kaaba, to the church, to Bethlehem, and we feel associating to those places and emulating those divine figures, we will become spiritual beings. This is where the mistake is. You see, the Kaaba is not the house of God, it's attributed to God. Yeah, we know that. The earth is not a special place for God. Yes, it is special, but God has got so many worlds out there. And He talks about the jinns inhabiting those worlds and everybody doing sajda to Him within the heavens and the earth. It shows their existences everywhere. For the lack of better expression, we call them jinn or we call them angel, but they're all existences like us. Inshallah, the future human will be in a better place to understand who all these beings are, not dissimilar to us. According to the Quran, they have the same challenges that we have. You see, so this bodily interpretation of spirituality is where the real issue is. I'll remind us of that beautiful hadith of the Blessed Prophet in which Allah states to him, outside the context of the Quran, that I, Allah, am so vast that the heavens and the earth cannot encompass me. But I readily arrive into the heart of my faithful. And Imam Sadiq added to it so wonderfully that the real throne of God is the heart of His creature. So, what we are looking for beyond ourselves is not to be found beyond ourselves. That is the mistake. The whole thing about spirituality was not looking outside, but was to look internally and inwardly, to find God there. So the whole issue is not knowing God. The whole issue is recognition of God, irfan of God, ma'rifah of God. Yet irfan of God is only a step. It is not even the answer. So ma'rifatullah, no. Ma'rifah again is confined to the mind and maybe to some extent to the heart. Spirituality is the emergence of the beauty of God through the being of the individual devotee and seeker of God. It's not the question of seeking God. The sought after is not to be found. It is a question of allowing the beauty to emerge from deep within us. You see, the magnificent one is not to be known. He is not to be recognized. He is, in the most accurate sense, to be realized. There has to be a substantive change, a constant substantive change, a motion from within. What sort of a motion? A motion of liberation. Liberation from what? From the barrier itself. What is the barrier? The seeker himself. I am the barrier. Can you not see that? at a very subtle level, my devotions at night, standing throughout the night to pray to God, not to say that it is without any benefit. No, it has benefit. I cannot say it does not. For Allah has said, he who says La ilaha illallah and is muhsin, Allah will give him paradise, and Allah will be true to his word, and no one is truer to his word than Allah, right? So anybody who stands in prayers at nights, in whatever way they are, Allah will give them paradise. Whoever flees from hell, Allah will save them from hell. But that is not spiritual awakening to God. That is being saved from bodily hell. That is being admitted into bodily paradise. When was it ever a question of fleeing a bodily hell and arriving at a bodily paradise? Doesn't Ali Salamullah alayhi, the great man himself, say that, oh Lord, even if I were to withstand the inferno of hell, how will I be able to withstand your indifference to me? It just shows that within hell is the deeper hell. The bodies are burning, but the souls are spared of the deepest hell. But those who are awakened can withstand the burning of the body. How wonderfully Ali Salamullah alayhi says that if, O Allah, from the time you have awoken me to your love, I have been as you have wanted me to be. If now, O Allah, you cast me into the hell, then I will say to my tormentors that I love the one who burns me herein. That is paradise in hell for that soul that is awoken. So spirituality is not knowing God, it is recognition of God and realization of God. Now think about God. Who is God, the one that we are after? How wonderfully Imam Ali describes God. Ya man dalla ala dhatihi bidhati وتنزه عن mujanasati makhluqati. Ya the one, oh the one who indicates to his essence through his essence and is majestically removed from any comparison. How beautifully Ali explains. He is with all, yet he touches none. He is other than all, yet there is no distance between him and any. How wonderfully the Quran calls out, هو الأول والآخر والظاهر والباطن. He is the first and the last. He is the apparent and He is the hidden. هو معكم أينما كنتم. He is with you wherever you may be. Allah يحول بين المرء وقلبي. Allah comes within a man and his very intention and his very soul and his very heart. وَنَحْنُ أَقْرَبْ إِلَيْهِ مِنْ حَبْلِ الْوَرِيدِ. And the Quran cries out again, and we are closer to him than his jugular vein, although I do not believe that that is a statement made by God. But the huwa statement, ma'akum, is a statement referring to God in the Quran. How blessed is God. فَإِنَّمَا تَوَلُّوا فَثَمَّ وَجْهُ اللَّهِ. Wherever you turn, then there shall be the face of God. And yet none of these descriptions is an accurate description of the ineffable one. How do you find him? It is not a question of finding. It is a question of removing the seeker. How beautifully Ali ibn Abi Talib has stated that the one who falls in love with Allah, Allah burns them. How wonderful is this statement. Hubbullah ma marra ala shay illa ihtaraq. The love of Allah does not pass upon anything, but that it is burnt and rendered to dust and ashes. Why? So that once it is burned, the majestic one can arise. The beauty of the words of God. And he who I love, says he in his Hadith Qudsi, I put him to death. And the one whom I put to death, then his blood money is upon me to pay. The one whose blood money and ransom is upon me to pay, then I, Allah, is his blood money and his ransom. He gets no reward from me, he gets me instead. Phenomenal, isn't it? Phenomenal. So spirituality is actually the realization of the beloved. Now look at the beloved. At once the majestic, uncomparable, ineffable. He cannot come into the minds. He cannot come into the hearts. And yet, the beloved is a friend, most gentle, most loving, most caring. Have you known something about Allah? He is innocent. Innocent in what? Innocent in accepting every feeble excuse we give to Him. Do you know that? Imam Ali says, "Oh Allah, the excuses that I will not accept from my own self, and I have full confidence that you will accept them from me." In Dua Iftitah, the first part of it is remarkable, remarkable. You call unto me, O Lord, I turn away my face in haughtiness, as if I have a favor upon you. In a time of need and despair, I call unto you, and you run to me. What God is this God? Throw any feeble excuse at Him, then He will accept. Even a mother does not accept excuses after a time. But our parental God is a parent indeed. He is the most proximate, the most loving, the most kind, the most gentle, the most tender, the friend of friends, the support of supports, the cave to which we retreat in our loneliness, the friend when all abandon us, the intimate companion with whom we can share what is within our broken hearts. I want to work into this theme in the next 3 days. There are 3 stages we want to talk about. But even the description, Allah, Nuru samawati wal ard, mithlu nurihi kamishkatin fihi misbah. Even that is a description of the name Allah. He is the light of the heavens and the earth, but the name Allah is not Allah. The name Allah is a name of Allah for our reckoning and understanding. He is the most hidden, the most unknowable. Qul huwa, say He, the unknown, Allah, Ahad. He is one Allah for you. The entirety of the beauty that you can grasp. But if you want to find Him, then search Him even beyond His name, Allah. Now, before I advance into this last few minutes, I just want to clarify something, that the a'amal prescribed by the blessed Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam and his beloved family, Mawla Ali and the Imams, were to excessively be with God, chant the names of God in order to relieve ourselves of ourselves. Read the verses of the Quran, reflect upon them. Open your hearts to Him unashamedly. Say to Him, "O Allah, here I am. I'm despicable, as you know, but I have none but you. Who do I turn to? Who else do I have?" As Ali says, "Man li ghayruk. As'aluhu kashfa durri wa nadhara fi amri." Who else do I have? I am despicable. I am whatever I am, O Allah. I am tired of being ashamed of myself. I need you to accept me as I am. Oh Allah, I'm troubled, I'm hurt, I'm burdened. All this fire, I can't bear it. If you want me to be like your Ali, to go inside there and open my chest and burn and cry out your love, then make me like him. Give me that insight of you and that proximity with you. I'm not like him. Read their du'as that they've read in the depths of the night, for that will teach us about the intimate belonging with Allah and how unashamedly we can approach Allah. That is the amal. Do salah, but salah with understanding. Allah Akbar. Allah is greater than I am. Not Allah is greater than the heavens and the earth. We all know that. The only thing we don't know is that Allah is greater than I am. Have you ever thought of this? When we say Allahu Akbar, we know Allah is greater than everything. The only thing we don't know is that Allah is greater than I am. That's the only thing we're supposed to remind ourselves of. Allah Akbar minni. What is required here is devotion, not of the body, not of the mind, but of the consciousness. So, what is the first stage? in spirituality. The first stage in spirituality is to acknowledge that whatever I am is unreal. My genes, my body is not me. My way of thinking is not me. It's a product of countless impressions that have fallen upon me. Product of the cradle, product of the memory I'm carrying from my ancestry. All of this has made this actor upon a stage what he is not he. A blind person is seeking God, a person lost to himself is seeking another. How is it ever possible? The one who is not available to his own self, how will he find his Lord? So, the first thing that we come to is this realization that I have to tear away the veils. How beautifully Hussein has said, Man kana haqa'iquhu da'awiyah, فكيف لا تكون دعاويه دعاوية. Oh Allah, I am the one whose truth is pretense. Then how can his pretense not be pretense? Everything about us is pretentious. I'm not asking us to be harsh, but I'm asking us to go deep within us. Man kana mahasinuhu masawiya, فكيف لا يكون مساويه مساوية. Hussein says, he whose good deeds are all evil, then how will his evil not be evil? What he's trying to say is that a pretentious person has been acting out the whole life, has been imploring you, has been worshipping you. It's not me, O Allah, and you know it. So the first thing is, relieve me of me. Relieve me of me. So then I can commence my journey, or rather, your light residing deep within the chest can yearn itself and culminate in you through my own destruction. How beautifully Imam Ali has said in his dua sabah towards the end, Ilahi, qalbi mahjoob, my heart is veiled, wa nafsi ma'ayoob, and my soul is defective, wa aqli maghloob, and my intellect is overpowered, wa hawai ghalib, my desires overpower, wa ta'ati qaleel, my obedience is little, wa ma'asiyati kathir, and my misdeeds are plentiful. The first step in finding God is to acknowledge that the seeker is not there. To find the seeker first. How phenomenal is this master? And I know there is question as to when he pronounced these words, but I'm taking it for granted that he did, according to some earlier texts. When this great man was struck upon his head, he says, Fustu wa Rabbil Kaaba. I have succeeded by the Lord of Kaaba. And I repeat this. Why did this great man hesitate to say these words during his lifetime, given that he is the wasi of the Prophet, given that he is the wali, given that he is the father of Sayyid Shabab Ahlil Jannah, given that he is the gate to the city of knowledge, given that he is the ultimate warrior, the Hafiz of Quran, the most knowledgeable after the Prophet. Why did he hesitate? Subhanallah, look at him. He waits until the blade penetrates within his head to say, now the trial is over. Look at the humility of the soul of Ali ibn Abi Talib. A man like him does not proclaim, I am successful, I am Qasimul Jannah wa Nar, as the Prophet has said. No. Look at his state before his God. He falls to the earth. He grabs dust, applies it to his wound, and recites the verse, Minha khalaqnakum, fiha nu'idukum, wa minha nukhrijukum taratan ukhra. From it we have created you, to it we shall return you, and from it we shall raise you up again. What a man is this? Then he calls out, Abdul Rahman is my assassin. Let no one else be slain other than him. his concern for his community, even at that moment. Now I'm going to finish here. What a soul is this soul! He has lost consciousness. His head is in the lap of his son Al-Hassan. As the tears descend upon his face, he opens his eyes. As he opens his eyes, he sees his assassin before him. He turns to Hassan, "O Hassan, untie your captive. But he is your assassin, O father. Do you not see how the fear of death has rid him his peace of mind? His face has gone pale. Untie him immediately, I say." They untied him. He looked at Abdul Rahman and he said, "Was I a bad imam for you?" He said, "أَفَأَنْتَ تُنْقِذُ مَنْ فِي النَّارِ?" "O Ali, will you save the one whose path is to hell?" Imam Ali said, "Saddaqt, you have spoken the truth." He looks to Hassan, "I implore you by my right upon you that you shall give him to feed what you feed. You shall give him to drink what you drink. Treat him well. If I die, I may forgive him if I so wish. If I live, I may so forgive him if I wish. But if I die, then you may strike him, for it is your right as he struck me once." ألا لعنة الله على القوم الظالمين وسيعلم الذين ظلموا أي منقلب ينقلبون. رحم الله من قرأ الفاتحة.
Thank you, Shaykh Hassan.
Thank you, Sheikh. If I can now call Sister Zainab Muhammad to recite a few words of poetry, please welcome her with the salawat.
Ali, a personality like no other. All is quiet on the streets of Najaf, a dawn like no other. An eeriness fills the air, a restlessness that makes one shudder. The roosters can feel it as they start to awake. Or did they even sleep? Anxiously they wait. They hear those familiar footsteps. Any other day, a feeling of calm. Today is different. Sadness lingers, resonated by the surrounding palms. They try to stop him. "Don't go," they want to say. They sense heaviness, a sense of loss, a calamity today. What do they stand to lose? Why are they so afraid? The animals, the trees, and even the winds are scared. They fear the loss of this awesome personality, their precious companion, none other than Ali. When I think of Ali, I think of love so pure, with unshakable faith, totally secure. The stories of Ali, where do I begin? A life full of treasures when you look within. The friend to the poor, the pomegranates for his wife, the ears for the deaf, the eyes for the blind, the kindness to the animals, or the playing with the orphans, the companionship for the lonely, or the justice in decisions, the selection of governors, or the advice to Malik, the handling of the candles, or the fairness in treasury, the guiding with wisdom, or the bravery in battle, the softness with his children, or the charity in prayer. All these events with only one goal in mind, his servitude to Allah, an example to mankind. In difficulties and hardship in every situation, and there stands Ali without hesitation. Khaybar or Khandak, any implication, on that night, the peaceful sleep, absolute salvation. City of knowledge, Ali, its door, all that information, the perfect companion with the most enriching conversation. People craved his company, almost an obsession, no matter where he went, no matter what the relation. The humility, the poise, Islam's faultless representation, the perfect role model for generation after generation. On that day of Wurud, our intercession, it's no wonder at Ghadir, the final proclamation. Ali the poet, the eloquent one, Ali the fighter, the courageous one, Ali the husband, the supportive one, Ali the father, the guiding one, Ali the feeder, the kind one, Ali the leader, the just one, Ali the cousin, the dedicated one, Ali the wali, the friendly one, Ali the wasi, the trustworthy one, Ali the complete, the exemplary one. When it comes to Ali, there is so much to know. No matter how much we know, we just want to know more. For the sake of this flag bearer, may Allah help us all to fly the flag of Islam deep within our core. The streets of Najaf, may they call us one day. To the shrine of Ali, may we walk one day. And beyond, in the hereafter, I hope and I pray, with this great personality, we meet one day. Muhammad wa ali Muhammad salawat.
Thank you so much, Zainab, for those truly moving words. I'd like now to call Brother Fazli Abbas, who will just share a few words about who is Hussein Birmingham, the amazing work they do. So please welcome him with a salawat.
A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Shaykh Arif, respected elders, sisters, brothers, and children. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. I am Fazl Abbas Kinkhabwala, associated with Who is Hussein for over a decade. I'm not important, as Shaykh Arif said. Eradication of poverty, inner piety, and spirituality were the things Shaykh Arif made mention of. One way to be spiritual, to self-actualize, to offer amal, is to give to what we love, and one thing we love is money. The first stage Shaykh Arif talked about was acknowledge. There is a need to acknowledge that there is a need, and who is Hussein exists to respond to a need. Let your heart, soul, and intellect combine when you listen to me, and let them also combine when you support this cause. Thank you very much for the invitation, time offered to promote the charity. I feel humble at this educational institution with luminaries and apprehensive about this delivery. I want to share how it all started, and a number of you must already know about who is Hussein. The three lunatics, for they met in the evening, gathered together in King's Heath to decide a way forward and how we could affiliate our humble food drive with a recognized charity. Who is Hussein seemed an obvious choice. As we look forward to our iftars tonight and every evening, when you leave that piece of chicken, biryani, or your sort of dessert on your plate, stop for a minute and think of those around the world, in this country, and on our doorstep in Birmingham. How many people go without food every day? This holy month teaches us to offer zakat. However, the need does not diminish after Ramadan. So I implore you to give whole year round to allow the charity to feed those in need. We initially started with one drive a week, and now due to increased demand, our food drive runs on Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday. This demonstrates the increasing need to serve those who are unable to support themselves. We start our drive with water, recognizing its importance to Hussein ibn Ali, followed by chicken biryani, and finally tea and coffee and biscuits if donated. Last year, with your help, we managed to support almost 13,000 needy individuals in Birmingham. With your help and support, the charity broke the world record for blood donations in a single day, previously held by India, working across 27 countries. Let us look at some national and local data. Cue the slide, please. So as you can see, the important sort of elements I'll quickly summarize for those at the back is that in terms of the lives saved, so the blood donations helped save almost 114,000 lives. In terms of the people fed throughout the year at a national level, there were almost 78,000 people fed at a national level. Next slide, please. So in terms of sponsoring, and you will have information afterwards, the point to make here is that if you give £2, it helps support one person in terms of sort of a meal for that food drive. If you were to offer £100, obviously you'd be supporting 50 guests. And that's where, I would be looking to you to donate. And in terms of the things that we offer, you have on there the menu that's offered to our guests who arrive. And there will be details there. And Sister Zenat is around, and there'll be others around who can sort of comment on what we do and how you can support us. Moving on. So in terms of the charity itself, what we try and do is, on a weekly basis, support 175 people at the 3 food drives. Prior to June 2020, there used to be 1 food drive, as I said, and now we have 3 food drives. And over the last 10 years, we've actually given out around 38,000 parcels. Moving on, sir. And then within Birmingham, so bringing it back to what we do at a local level, this last year, as I said, 13,000 food parcels, and we break it down into the 2/3 and a third. So the 2/3 is in terms of the food drive that we have in the city centre, and the third is the food bank that we have at Gooch Street. We've also handed out 500 winter packs to migrants, and we ran a fantastic football event where we raised £1,000. So we'll stop there in terms of that, but just very quickly to conclude. Apologies. Technology, eh? Right, so we are always looking for volunteers and need supporters as the need increases. Most of all, we need you to sponsor the food drive, big or small. My main reason for being amongst you this holy month is to humbly ask for your help as funds are depleting. My hope by the end of this evening, I will see a significant proportion of this audience contributing to this wonderful cause, all in the name of Hussein ibn Ali. It seems appropriate to end with a quote from Shaykh Arif Abdul Hussein. The need of the wealthy to the poor is so far greater than the need of the poor to the wealthy. For whereas the poor needs assistance to survive a few years of this transient life, the wealthy need to share their wealth with the needy to secure an eternal life to come. Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Thank you so much, Brother Fazli Abbas. And as we commemorate the Shahadat of the father of the orphans, I think it's only appropriate that we use this day to donate as generously as possible. So today I'm going to ask you to do something I don't usually ask, and that's to take out your phones. I've just reshared the donation links for Huiz Hussein Birmingham on our WhatsApp group. So kindly please donate as generously as possible. You just need to click on the link. That's all you need to do to donate. So please donate generously. And those of you who would like to give cash donations, you can do so and give them to Brother Fazli Abbas directly or to myself after the program. So thank you so much. Tomorrow's program will start at 7 p.m. with Quran and Dua Iftitah, followed by talk by Shaykh Arif Abdul Hussein to carry on the series on Imam Ali and spirituality, followed by Maghrib and Iftar. Can I please again ask you to please register as early as possible to help us with catering. We really don't want food to be wasted and we don't want you to be hungry either. So please do register if you're planning on attending the next couple of days. We also would like to request you all to make a short clip, a video clip of yourself with your family or friends and share your experience of this Tifosi Ramadan, what you like about the programs, why you're attending, or anything else you'd like to share. So just a short clip, maximum 1 or 2 minutes. And if you can please email it to tifochange2019@gmail.com. The details have already been shared on our WhatsApp group. And those videos will then be used, they'll be shared on our special Eid night program on Thursday, the 20th of April, and also on our social media platforms. We are also still in need of your kind donations to help us cover the costs of our Ramadan program. So you can donate either by cash in the box that will be situated by the tea facilities, by card, PayPal, or bank details. All of those have already been shared on our WhatsApp group. Can I please request you all to recite a Surah Fatiha for all those who are unwell, for Marhuma Amina Jan Muhammad and all Marhumin Al-Fatiha. After Maghrib Salah, iftar will be served both in the dining room and the conference room. As always, please be seated at your table and food will be served for you. If you can kindly please request everyone to make sure that their children stay with them at all time during iftar. They will be not allowed to come in the chapel during iftar time just for health and safety reasons. So we kindly appreciate your cooperation with that. Also, if you have requested any vegetarian option for iftar, then please approach the volunteers. Isha Jamaat Salat will be recited at approximately 9:30 p.m. followed by Laylatul Qadr spiritual night. So if I can request everybody to be back in here by 9:30. Thank you very much.